Elswhere High, Chapter 1. Anyway, this is one really long chapter. It's like a... Oh, wait. It is a visual novel. Normally, like, visual novels, like, with chapters, they're, like, really short, but this one's really long, so let's go back in where we were at last and get started. Okay. It was cold, and the overall tension added the heavy chills that racked Derek's body. He squeezed himself to calm his muscles. Well, looks like the coast's clear. There's never anything to worry about. Oh, except Dupont seeing us and giving us some crap. Then we get expelled for breaking the contract and sent to Elswhere High. Elswhere High. A school for such exceptional children that they can't even follow a few simple rules. Right, except for that. She turned to Derek. Thanks for coming. Yeah, for sure. Ready to head out? Sure. She smiled, took a deep breath, and took an urgent stride away from the school. We're gonna get caught. With her hands buried in her cardigan, Sophie did a joyful skip, and her feet skidded wildly against the asphalt. A sweet, high laugh escaped her. Oh. Oh yeah, this feels nice. Vincent stayed a few paces behind her, walking in tandem with Derek. He nudged Derek's sides with his elbow. How could I not fall for a girl like that? Derek smiled and looked at Sophie. As much as it's a creepy thing to do, but I'm going to keep walking with Vincent for now. She is pretty cool. And really, really pretty. Haha, there you go. Talking some sense now. Would she be your first girlfriend? Nah. Well, I don't know. I dated other girls before. Nothing was really serious. This one chick thought it was and came to my place while I was gone one day and introduced herself to my parents. Talked about her intentions and some crap. Ha! I was like freshman year, I guess. Jesus. Was that long ago? So how did you find out? Why did such a pretty young girl named Claire show up today expressing an interest in marrying our son? Wait, no. That's her parents' son. Hun? Why did such a pretty young girl named Claire show up today expressing her interest in marrying our son? Derek let out a loud chuckle. I have no idea, Mom. Perhaps the question we should be asking is if a 14-year-old pining after a boy for marriage can be diagnosed as clinical insanity. Should I call her parents? No, Vincent. Calling your girlfriend's parents diagnosing her with some sort of psychopathy is almost as weird as asking us what sort of dress fits her body type. She did not. Vince laughed loudly, falling out of his impressions back to his natural voice. Probably not, but that's how I picture it. Fair enough. So what happened? With Claire. Oh, geez, I don't know. We were 14. I stopped texting her and took a different route to third period science to avoid her. Probably. That wasn't long ago, you know. Feels like forever. Took a moment to think. But you know what? No. It actually is a long time. 3 is a very long time. People say waiting an hour to get on a roller coaster is a long time. 2-hour movies is so long. So how can people look at years of their lives and say, oh, it wasn't that long ago? Yeah, it was. It was years ago. So I guess it pisses you off when people say life is short. It's literally the longest thing anyone ever does. He took his hand into his pocket and smiled towards the open road. Their conversation bled out into the cool light air, and they let the noises of the night become their dialogue. The cycles settled and their steps became synchronized. The three of them walked side by side, nearly filling the entire width of the street. Let's hope for no cars. Seriously? Haha. If it's anything like my car back home, we'd hear it a mile away. You had a car? Trust me, you can barely call it that. Hunk of metal? Hunk of foil. Looks like the thing's going to collapse any second. Still, it's better than nothing. I don't even have my license. Yeah, me neither. Seriously? What did you guys even do with your time? Not get our licenses? Apparently. I went and got it the day I could. I was always nervous driving. It just didn't make sense to me how any of that could be safe. Well, it's not, really. You could die super easily. Propaganda much? Sometimes people who are driving just die. Yeah, like nothing even happens to them. They just die at the wheel. Sudden automotive death syndrome. Guys, that sounds like a really sick band name. You know what? Challenge. Do some fan art. Tweet it at me at L Johnson Gaming, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna make like a heavy metal band cover, where the band like cover name is Sudden Automotive Death Syndrome. Or if you want, you could just put SADS. SADS. Just do that.